Okay, we're live. I'm Leon Kammer and coming to you from London every Monday at 2:30 p.m. This is my show called Talking with Leon. I'm a life coach and you can DM me directly on Talking with Leon if you want to get in touch. So there you go. So today I'm really excited because we've got a major guy. His name is Glenn Harrold. And in his 20-year career, he's known as one of the world's most successful hypnotherapists, selling, wait for it, over 10 million programs, CDs, MP3s, and apps. So his hypnosis and meditation and mindfulness programs continue to sell millions. And his Relax and Sleep Well apps have become one of the world's biggest grossing self-help apps for iPhone and Android, selling over 3 million, or with 3 million downloads, He's written 7 self-help books published in the UK and the USA. And when it comes to sleep, relaxation, meditation, and hypnotherapy, he's the go-to guy when it comes to celebrities, a list as long as my arms of celebrities, so as long as my arm at least, not both arms. So just reading this, I'm getting drowsy already. Sleep, relaxation, just when you say that, I just want to be in that state. I'm sure we all do, because we all, it's a time when we need to relax. Many people suffer from sleep apnea and not being able to sleep. Meditation is something that we all should be doing. Hypnotherapy, I don't know that much about, but let's bring Glenn on, and he's going to tell us all about it and walk us through. We may talk about abundance, we may talk about manifestation, but let's see how we go. Let's bring him on. Really, really excited and really grateful to have Glenn Harrold on the program. Let's see how we go. We're nearly there, and you can go on his website, Glenn Harrold, if you want to know more about hypnotherapy, if you want to know more about meditation, if you have sleeping problems, he's the guy to go to. We just need to get him on here. Where is he? He's not here. We've got Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I caught you. Yes, you did catch me, Sarah. So here we are, guestless so far, but we're going to work it out. I have this every time, and every time I get less nervous because it's just the nature of the beast. Not there yet. It may happen, it may not happen. Stay tuned. He's working it out. Ah, there he is, waving. Great. There he is. Can't get him on. He's saying hi, Leon, but I can't get him on for some reason. We're nearly there, I'm sorry. Okay, unable to join. I don't know why, but let's wait. Nearly there, nearly there. Thanks for being patient. Waiting for Glenn Harrold. I can't seem to connect you, Glenn. Oh, are you using the phone or your computer? Because if you're using the phone, it's much better for Instagram, much more phone friendly. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go off. I'm going to come on again. So let's end this.
There we go.
Oh, where are you?
I'm there. Can you see me?
Oh my God, that took age. How are you? I'm sorry. How you doing?
That was quirky, wasn't it?
It was a bit quirky. I don't know. Are you on the phone or on the computer?
I couldn't see a way to do it on my computer, so I'm on my phone now.
I've had that before. For some reason, if I'm on the phone and someone's on the computer, it just doesn't happen.
No,
So I think Instagram loves phones. It doesn't like computers much.
the
I think it's
phone's the
built
one.
for the phone. I just
Yeah.
can't get in. I should have told you that. My apologies. But we've got you now. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you. It
That's
would have been
good.
better on my computer because I've got a little roadcaster and a nice fancy mic to do the meditation, but hey ho, we'll still do a good one in spite of that.
Yeah, next time we do it, we'll do it. I don't know, for some reason, Instagram and phones are the way to go. So you've heard my introduction. There's not much more I can say about you. I'm going to get you to tell us everything. So in this journey, this 20-year journey, firstly, how did you come to it? What compelled you to do hypnotherapy? Was it something personal that you went through? Tell us about your journey for
Yeah.
starters, if you wouldn't
Well,
mind.
I grew up in sort of Bromley, Orpington, and I was quite a wayward teenager. You know, I was up off the rails, running with a bad gang, and I was getting into lots of trouble, getting arrested, drink drugs,
Wow.
and I was just a product of my home life. You know, I grew up in a very dysfunctional household, so I just mixed with other kids from similar backgrounds, and you know, we were constantly in trouble. There was a part of me that always wanted to get out of that, and it was around that time I learned to play the guitar. It was the sort of early 80s, and it was the Jam, and you know, I'd been into the Sex Pistols and the Clash and all that, and I learned to play the bass guitar, joined a band, and that kind of got me off the streets for the first time. And the singer was a really talented singer, and within a few years we'd won a national pop competition. So for the first time in my life I had a little bit of success, and it was all very heady, but it came and went like Halley's Comet. We would
What is it? One hit wonder, overnight pop star.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were doing the sex and the drugs before we were famous. We should have at least waited till we got famous.
This is really weird because I went through seriously, the
Really?
same thing in Australia.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell my story because it's your story. So I was on the road with a band, and
Ah,
when my hair was much blacker,
yeah.
and and I went through exactly the same thing,
Right.
probably a little bit earlier than you. So we've got a lot in common. So we know that sort of would-be dream.
Yeah, and when you're young, you live for that, don't you? Because it's
Totally,
every young
totally.
man's dream to be famous and
Yeah,
have loads of women
and the ego goes through the roof, and you know, and you're starting to sign autographs, and it's really weird.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's a really weird feeling. But I know that's not what this is about. But it just so happens that we both come from that space.
Well, and
But
it
go ahead. And then
probably, I'd imagine, you know, your start in having that experience led you to where you are, because it certainly did for me. Because
yeah,
yeah, that was, you know, it's a really interesting time, and you know, although we never made it, we never had any hits.
yeah. But
How
it
did?
creates a confidence. It creates a confidence in you to
Yeah,
move through move through some brick walls later.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you've been up there and you've done your thing.
Yeah.
You've had the applause. You nearly made it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter that you didn't make it. What you've got now is you've experienced that notoriety, if you will. So that part of your shyness is gone.
Yeah, that was the thing. And it was years later I sort of played on the cabaret circuit. So I'd play in bars and clubs and pubs.
I can't believe it. I did a Sinatra thing.
Did
This
you?
is ridiculous. We ought to get rid of Instagram and have a jam. No, but this is ridiculous. This
Well,
is
I've got the
exactly
guitar
my
there, look.
story.
The guitar's still there. Is that
I saw that. I see that on your YouTube. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just out of
This
reach
is
for the kids up
unbelievable.
there.
Your path is very similar to mine. I started doing stuff like weddings and bar mitzvahs in the dinner suit, and doing a sort of a jazz Sinatra thing, like you do.
Yeah.
Go on, I won't interrupt you anymore. It's just too familiar.
Yeah, it was sort of late 20s. I was still struggling. You know, I still was writing songs and trying to get a break. And, you know, so to pay the bills, we did pubs and clubs and weddings and that kind of thing. And it was one night where we shared the bill with a stage hypnotist. And it was watching him do his thing backstage that I had the epiphany, and I thought, I want to do that. And I didn't want to do the entertainment thing, but I wanted to learn hypnosis for, you know, really to fix a lot of my own, you know, conditioning and traumas from my childhood, that kind of thing. And so from there, I did a 2-year diploma with the British School of Clinical Hypnosis in London. I absolutely loved it. And I started to really, you know, get clearer, you know, work on myself first and foremost, because, you know, I stopped smoking, I cut down drinking, I became vegetarian and went on a path of, you know, serious healing, which I'm still on today. And so that was the turning point, seeing that guy.
Just takes that, doesn't it? So let's go forward from there. You saw that guy, you wanted to be and you start, hypnotherapy was your first entree into this career, right?
Yeah.
And what, you started studying it?
Yeah, well, I did the 2-year diploma, and then after that, they let us loose on the public. I had my certificates, and I really enjoyed it. As I was healing myself, I then really enjoyed healing other people and helping them to overcome phobias, fears, anxiety issues. And I literally saw thousands of clients back then. I got to a point where I was, you know, full time at it, and I was seeing 20 clients a week, and I was loving it. You know, it was hard work because every time somebody would come to see me, you know, often I was the last resort. You know, they tried everything else, think, oh, I'll try hypnotism, and it was a big thing. So I really took that responsibility seriously, and I put 110% into every session. And, you know, as time went on, I got better and better results. I got, you know, and then you start to get a lot of referrals. And then the next turning point in my career was that one day I thought I'll record some of these sessions, or record a session to give to the clients to help their recovery at home. And I had a little recording studio still in my house. It was a little reel-to-reel at the time. And so I started to make a couple of recordings on that for confidence and relaxation. And then I had the epiphany to sell them into local shops. And so I'd literally drive...
As tapes or CDs?
They were tapes, cassettes in those days. And so I'd drive around to local shops and deliver them in there in homemade stands, £5 sale or return. And I'd go back in a month's time, and, you know, the ladies would say, oh, we've sold 6 of them. You know, and they give me 30 quid. So I think, wow, there's something in this. And from there, I just thought, well, if I can do this in my local area, there's no reason why I can't do it all over the country. And so I borrowed £1,000 at the time off Barclays Bank to get some nice display stands. And it took off. The whole thing just took off. And within before I'd paid that loan back, there was £36 coming out of our account. And within a couple of years, I had 5 staff, and my PA, who's still with me today, actually, she said to me, what's this 36 quid coming out the account? And I said, oh, that's the loan I took out from Barclays to pay. And by then we were turning over like £500,000 and had 5 staff. So I was in the right place at the right time. I was very fortunate.
Yeah, but you also compelled by what you're telling me, that, you know, your own experiences sort of compelled you to kind of help others as well. And now from that 36 pound coming out of Barclays and that 30 pound on cassettes, you've gone to literally you're one of the biggest downloaded self-help apps, 3 million on iPhone and Android. You know, just millions and millions, and you're known all over the world, and you're writing books. I mean, what an astonishing career.
Oh,
I
thank you,
mean,
Leon.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Congratulations. It's wonderful. And you're helping so many people. I mean, yeah, we can talk about celebrities. I know you've got a string of celebrities, but it's bigger than that. It's, you know, celebrities, sure, but, you know, sleep, relaxation, meditation, self-help. So you're obviously touching a lot of lives, which is brings me to segue to today. People today are sort of looking, I mean, we all hear about manifestation and that kind of, creating our own reality. And I know that's something that you're quite well versed in. And I'd like to sort of lead you into that. I mean, your career is fascinating. How can people, you know, change their reality today? What sort of headspace should they get into? Would meditation help? I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't sleeping, that should be relaxing more, they should be meditating more, and a lot of people saying, how can I manifest something that can get me through this? So
that's a really good question, because, you know, once I become a hypnotherapist, the next sort of turning point for me was that I got into the law of attraction and, you know, abundance, affirmations and manifestation. That, because up till that point I'd been flat broke all my life, and I'd struggled, you know, to really, well, yeah, just have anything financial, and I was driving about in old bangers, living in rough parts of London. And so I really wanted to experience what life would be like to be more abundant. And so at that time, I started to, you know, when I realized I could change my life from the inside out through hypnotherapy and the clearing work, that was the next step, you know, to then create a more abundant life. So I started to immerse myself in reading. And I used to read a lot of Stuart Wilde books back in the day. He was a great, great teacher, because he was a real lad who'd come from London, but he had all this metaphysical knowledge, and he put it across in a very humorous way. So I immersed myself in his books, and later on Eckhart Tolle and people like that. And, you know, I was kicked out of school when I was 15, so I never had much of an education. So I was kind of getting my education through reading these books, and, you know, I was hungry for knowledge and wisdom at that time. So I just immersed myself in it, and I started to do affirmations and abundance goals and things like that. And I literally would use self-hypnosis every day, and I'd literally for an hour a day I'd be projecting out these abundance affirmations, because I knew that I believed in it. I believed in the whole concept, and I knew that if I could project out and I could change my sort of frequency, if you like, I could attract abundance. And that was the journey. And I really just became so, I had such a fire in my belly to achieve success, that little by little doors started to open, and I started to get lucky breaks. And, you know, more and more, you know, those lucky breaks got bigger and bigger as time went on. And yeah, it really was. But the key element also was clearing a lot of failure programming I had from my childhood. Because when I was in the band, you know, when I was younger, I had this, you know, I was kicked out of school, told I was stupid. I often got told I was really stupid, and I kind of believed that when I was younger. So that was a really big thing for me to clear. And if I hadn't cleared that, the abundance work wouldn't have worked as well as it did, because I'd have sabotaged things. And that's the thing. A lot of people sabotage opportunities and breaks because they've got this programming that's destructive, and, you know, traumas that are unresolved. And that's the key element to really making the abundant stuff work, to clear that stuff. And
okay, so
yeah.
for someone, I'm going to challenge you a little bit here. For someone that's never started, that's hearing these words almost for the first time, like manifestation, frequency, abundance, changing the inner self, getting rid of those past weeds, tearing those out and replacing them with all the good stuff, and connecting and aligning and the frequency and all that stuff. Like baby steps, where can one start to at least open doors like that? Someone that's not really that connected to it and hasn't had those opportunities, and wants to just start, because people have got plenty of time at the moment. People are working from home, and personal growth, there's stuff you can get. What would you suggest? They start with meditation, or affirmations, or a book that you can recommend?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite books on the subject is the Stuart Wilde book, The Trick to Money is Having Some. And
I like the title.
Yeah, that was my first book, and it was a real epiphany when I read it, because he talks about in the book as money as just being an energy. And money is being, if you think about it, he says money's flying around the world all the time, just shooting from one satellite or whatever it is, and you think of cryptocurrency, that's all flying around now, it's all digital, isn't it? And he was kind of saying you've got to be of the mindset where you step up and collect it and have the belief that you deserve to be abundant. And so for me, I used self-hypnosis to get down into a state where I could really compound all these beliefs on an unconscious level. And then when you do that, when you anchor these beliefs that you deserve to be abundant and prosperous, and you're resonating with these beliefs on an unconscious level, you naturally, the external world responds to that, and you will meet people who give you breaks, and opportunities will open up for you. So I would start with that book, The Trick to Money is Having Some. It's an old classic. And, and also, I've got a free guide to self-hypnosis, which I recommend. It's in all of my apps. So if you go to my app, Relax and Sleep Well, guide to self-hypnosis. And I've also there as well. From that, you can work on any failure programming, any limiting beliefs or blocks through using this self-hypnosis technique to, go into a centered, still space and clear away that programming that may be on a deep level. And it's powerful stuff when you really immerse yourself in it.
Now, what about meditation? In relation to kind of, creating more of a purity or more of a cleansing, so you can sort of align yourself to more positive thinking, getting the rubbish out of your head, let's put it in a very harsh way. Meditation, which anybody can do, can't they? I mean, we could start right there, because sometimes, in order to go down a new path, you have to clear the path.
Exactly.
You can't walk down the path. And to clear that path, meditation would be a perfect start, wouldn't it? Just to get that clarity of mind, so that you could have an opportunity towards, manifestation and abundance. Would you say that sort of goes hand in hand?
Yeah, absolutely. And if someone's new to the idea,
I know that's your field as well.
Yeah, I mean, the recordings I make, I probably made, as many hypnosis tracks as I have meditation. And they're quite similar.
And there's plenty of free ones on YouTube. You've got a lot on YouTube too.
Yeah, a number of free ones on YouTube. I made one at the beginning of the lockdown for letting go of fear, because a lot of people are experiencing fear and anxiety with what's going on. So I put that up there. I've got a number of recordings based on certain frequencies, like the solfeggio tones. And these are ancient tones that Gregorian monks used to chant on certain frequencies to invoke certain states. So I made a number of recordings for that, and one of those is on YouTube as well. That's the solfeggio frequencies. And I'd recommend, if people are new to the idea of meditation hypnosis, I've got my Relax and Sleep Well app. They can download that. It's a nice way for me to present my work, because there's 6 free recordings in there, and people can listen to those, and if they do like them, there's 120 paid in apps they can buy.
Yeah.
It's not the hard sell, you know. It's a nice way to put stuff out there in this day and age.
Yeah, they can trial it, they can test it, see how it resonates with them.
Yeah.
Well, sleep. That's a lot of problems people have as well, don't they? Sleep and relaxation.
It's the biggest one nowadays. Sleep is still my biggest selling recording, because so many people are, you know, up late on their devices and, you know, watching TV late. We live in a, you know, very technical age. We're in the middle of a technical revolution that is absolutely huge, and so people often struggle with switching off at night. And it's funny, I recently experienced an amazing ayahuasca ceremony, and it was powerful, really powerful. And one of the main things I got from this, and I didn't expect it to come on so strongly, was that I needed to unplug from my device, you know, because it's such a great tool. I'm on it to work, I can bank on it, I can do loads of different things. But it's also quite an addictive thing, and you can be on that too long. And that's why people are struggling to get to sleep. So I've really, yeah, since I got that message, I've cut off now. Since 7 o'clock at night, I'm not going to be on it after that. You know, I might glance at it once, but I don't, you know, I go to bed, and I'm reading more since that time. You know, I always used to read a lot, and I'm back to reading books again. And so it's also about, you know, navigating your way through this amazing life, but having that discipline, that self-discipline. And I've always been good at recognizing when something's getting hold of me, or I'm getting addicted to something. And I kind of knew it with my phone, but I've really made a conscious effort now since the ceremony to unplug from it. So I don't turn it on before 10 o'clock, and I switch it off at 7 o'clock. And even throughout the day, I try to spend more time on the computer if I'm working. So that's it. You know, I think it's an amazing life we live in, isn't it? You know, we're in the middle of this digital revolution where there's so many opportunities. I mean, you and me would have loved to have all the opportunities musicians have these days. You know, we had to queue up at record companies' doors with our cassettes, didn't we? You know,
yeah,
that was the thing.
You don't even have to sing as well these days, do you?
Well, exactly. Yeah. You know, voice.
Well, listen, I'm going to ask you to. I know the sound's not great, but just to do like a, you know, 7-8 minute meditation. Do you mind?
No,
maybe
not
for
at
our
all.
viewers out there, and I certainly want to participate. Just to go through a sort of a relaxation meditation,
Yeah.
and I'll let you go ahead and lead that.
About that, my son always rings when I'm on interviews. My oldest son.
I get that.
It's on the phone as well. So, okay, guys. Well, if you just take a few moments to allow yourself to relax now, just take a few slow, deep breaths, and you can close your eyes and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth in a slow, circular breathing motion. And with every breath, just relax yourself a little more. So just breathe out any stresses or worries or anxieties with every slow out breath. And just make each breath a little slower and deeper than the last. Drawing pure fresh air deeply down into your lungs. And breathing out any stale air with every slow out breath. Just allowing yourself to relax more and more as you do this. Letting go of all thought. And allowing your mind to go very clear. As at this moment there is nothing for you to do except to let go And just drift down deeper and deeper relaxed. Feeling very safe and secure as you allow yourself to completely let go. Just drifting down deeper with every breath. Clearing away any unwanted thoughts. Enjoying this feeling of letting go. Just going deeper inside. Into that powerful and resourceful part of you that holds the key to everything you want to achieve. Just allow yourself to become very still and centered as you continue drifting down into deeper levels of mental and physical relaxation. And as you go deeper relaxed, and your mind continues to clear, your unconscious mind naturally becomes more open and receptive. And so now I just want you to imagine you're stepping into your future. Imagine yourself at a point in the future where life has become so abundant and prosperous, and you're looking so happy and healthy. And you're coping with the ups and downs of life with so much more strength and confidence now. Just picture that in your mind's eye. And imagine that you're surrounded by love. Love from family and love from others. So it's all around you. And you're abundant in so many ways. Just make this picture clearer and brighter in your mind's eye. And notice how good it makes you feel. How good it makes you feel to be abundant and happy and prosperous. And know that you deserve this. You deserve this life. It's your divine right. And on this path, to abundance and happiness, you will find it easy to clear sabotage patterns and blocks and things that may have once held you back and limited you in some way. You will find it easier to find solutions to problems and to overcome obstacles and difficulties. Now just imagine one more time you're stepping into this picture of abundance and happiness and love, feeling very safe and secure. Just imagine you're looking out through your own eyes and notice how colourful and rich it looks. And as I count to 3 now, you anchor these images and feelings deep inside you so that you continue to work towards this abundant, happy, prosperous life every single day. So ready. 1, 2, 3. Just absorb those feelings and images deeply into your consciousness. Let them resonate through you. And know that you will attract more opportunities into your life and feel more abundant and more deserving all the time. And whenever you're ready, you just take a few breaths and open your eyes and bring yourself back to the here and now. A few deep breaths and then you can open your eyes and come back to the present.
Oh, can we do this every day? Oh. Oh.
Do you know, if you can do 5 or 10 minutes even of self-hypnosis or meditation every day, it's a massive boost. It's amazing.
Life-changing.
Life-changing. And when I first discovered it all those years ago, that's exactly what I did. I used it every single day to just transform my life. And it was that was the key.
Well, you look very healthy. You're in Spain, aren't you?
In Portugal.
In Portugal, I'm sorry. Yeah,
yeah, I live on the Algarve in a beautiful little place called Lagos. And love it.
How's your Portuguese these days?
Well, it's not very good. My Spanish,
it's a tough language, isn't it?
I lived in Spain for 3 years and I was getting to grips with that, you know, but came to Portugal thinking it would be similar, but the language reads the same or very similar, but they speak it so differently. And yeah, I'm not so good with Portuguese. I wish they spoke Spanish here.
I'm flying off the handle again, getting into different subjects. But thank you for that meditation, and really amazing to have you. I mean, you're a gift to people that are looking for something like this. It's Glenn Harrold. It's double N, isn't it?
Yeah, double N, double R.
And they can find you YouTube. You've got obviously a website, apps, all under the name of Glenn Harrold.
Yeah. And
So look out for that. There's a lot of free stuff to be. It's not always about money.
no,
It's not always about money. So there's a lot of free stuff there. So I'm urging everyone there to connect to Glenn in whatever way you can. You know, stop going through social media and look what everyone else is doing, and spend some time going to those apps or to his website or to his YouTube. And I want to thank you again. I'm sorry that we had a little bit of a technical glitch, but such is life.
don't worry,
I'm going
man.
to take your,
We've got
I'm going
them.
to take your advice
Yeah.
and switch off everything at 7 o'clock so I can sleep better. And thank you very, very much. I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd like to hear your story as well.
Oh,
Your musical background. It sounds like we've got a lot in common there.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Is it an hour later there or an hour?
It's you're in London.
Yeah.
So it's the same time. It's an hour ahead in
Perfect.
Portugal. In Spain, they're still an hour ahead, but we're on the same time as London.
Perfect. Almost afternoon tea time.
That's it.
Have a great day, Glenn. It's been a real pleasure.
Cheers, Leon. Likewise.
I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
my
you
friend.
indeed. Take care.
You too, buddy.
Bye.